Do or do not. There is no try. You know, how many of you saw The Empire Strikes Back? I remember watching that scene when Luke's trying to raise the ship out of the swamp, and it keeps flopping back in, and Yoda comes over and goes, "You must unlearn what you have learned." And Luke says, "Okay, I'll give it a try." He goes, "No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try." Right? And Luke's complaining in this scene. "Oh, master, moving stones around is one thing. This is totally different." And Yoda says, "No different, only different in your mind." So this is a clue. Now, for those of you who've seen The Empire Strikes Back, you can go. And if you've seen The Matrix and The Empire Strikes Back, these videos are probably a bit of a repeat for you. Haha, just kidding. My name is Gina Mollicone-Long. What we're doing is the Acme video series. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to teach you the concepts to get from where you are now to your Acme, to your peak performance point, faster and with less effort. And, I'm the founder of Greatness U, capital U.com. I've written a couple of books, as I mentioned in some of my videos. And my whole life is dedicated to helping people reveal the greatness that's already there, right? So in the previous video, we talked about giving it what it takes. You got to give it what it takes. You don't have to give it what you think you have, because obviously, if you knew how much you had, you would be unstoppable. Right? Think about it just for a minute. Let's just take a minute. And I want you to think about all that you think you are. Just think about that right now. Now, can you consider that you're more than that? Okay, so close your eyes and just consider you're more than you think you are. Just, visualize the limits of who you are. Now, can you think about that you're more than that? Now, I want you to think, could you be more than that? Yeah, could you be more than that? And you start to see you're unstoppable, but you need to reveal that greatness. Now, remember, and this is probably the last time I'll say it in this video series, and if you want to hear me say it, go back and watch the first 4 videos. Don't believe everything I say, okay? Try this on. See if it works for you. Look for aha moments, because change happens in an instant. So now, before we get into change, I want to kind of build on what we talked about in the last video, which was obstacles, because you only hit obstacles when you're moving. The only person who never hits an obstacle is the person who's standing still. And I don't think anybody who watches these videos is too keen on standing still. So you'll remember from one of the videos where I probably talked a little bit about my background, and my undergraduate background is in engineering. And so I'm a bit of a science nerd, and I love linear models, and that's why at Greatness U, we use 7 mechanistic models to help people get to their acme faster and with less effort. And so one of the things I love is called Prigogine's postulation. So in 1977, Ilya Prigogine won the Nobel Prize in chemistry. And what Prigogine demonstrated was that even though we think, like we sort of assume that as pressure increases, so in science terms, we would call that entropy. As entropy increases, the commonly accepted belief was that the system, that the temperature, pressure, like the pressure of life, the entropy, as entropy increased, the system would tend towards chaos or towards destruction. And what Prigogine demonstrated was that actually, under certain conditions, the system completely reorganized itself to be stronger and more robust than it ever was before, right? So I have this little diagram of Prigogine's postulation that we use in our classrooms, right, to help illustrate what Prigogine was talking about. So what Prigogine said was, as entropy increased, you can see the system would tend towards chaos, as is exactly happening here on my green screen, because it's flapping back and forth. Now, there's a pivot point where if the system reorganizes itself, right, completely reorganizes itself, it actually becomes stronger and more robust than it was before. This is significant because that's what's happening to you. Resilience. You'll hear the word resilience batted around a lot today. And I'm going to talk about it in videos down the road, how to increase your resilience. Because when you come to that bifurcation point, in Prigogine's world, it was called a bifurcation point. In your world, it's like, I call it a choice point. You come to that point where you have to choose. Are you going to reorganize and dig for a deeper level, or are you just going to head off and, you know, be destroyed by life circumstances? And I'll tell you something, you cannot control what's going on in the environment or in your life, but you can always control your choices. You can always control what's going on in here. Now that's critical to getting what you want, because, you know, as Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. I don't want to hear about try. You know, get a partner if you have somebody in your house or whatever, and hold up a pencil or something like that, and then try to take it away from them. Now, a couple of things will happen, right? So if I say, try to take this away, and I grab it and I take it away, I have succeeded. That's not trying, that's doing. Okay. And if I try to take this pencil away and I grab it and I don't take it away, that's not trying, that's not doing it. So do or do not. There's no such thing as try. Try is this concept, it's a verb. It means you're attempting. So if you're attempting to get to your acme, it's inherent that you're trying. You don't need to talk about trying. I don't care if you tried. It's given that you tried. If you're moving, you're trying. You don't need to report that. Do or do not. There is no try. So people, they struggle with this because failure is like this F word, right? Like, oh my God, I failed. Well, you know, like anybody who's ever tried to do something new has likely fallen down. Remember the video from the last video? The girl falls in a race and gets up and runs. So when you fall down, get up and run. So, Prigogine showed us, and Prigogine's postulation is not that difficult to understand if you've ever seen a diamond, right? A lump of coal and a diamond have the same base elements, carbon, okay? The lump of coal is a lump of coal, which is handy for burning to make fire. And a diamond is coal that's been put under extreme entropy, temperature, pressure, conditions, et cetera, to reorganize into the strongest crystal structure we know. And the only thing that can cut a diamond is another diamond, right? And diamonds, you could throw a diamond in a fire, it's not going to burn like coal, it's not going to be destroyed. It's totally robust. It's resilient to life's challenges. So something else I want you to consider then is being at cause for the choices at that choice point in your life versus being at effect. Okay, so people every effect has a cause. It's not rocket science. Remember, these things are pretty simple, but every effect has a cause. But I want to illustrate the difference between being at cause and being at effect. So, and remember, every choice, every choice you've ever made in your entire life have put you wherever you are right now, sitting, standing, whatever you're doing, listening to this in a car, whatever you're doing, every choice you've ever made has put you exactly where you are right now. So don't think that it's any different for any other choice in your life. It's a choice. You are in control of your choices. That's the only thing you're in control of. You are not in control of what goes on around you. So are you at cause or are you at effect? So when you're at effect, there's someone else to blame. You're not responsible for your choices or your results. Someone else is, okay? So something simple like, Johnny, did you get your homework done? No, the dog ate it. It's not my fault. The dog ate my homework. It's a classic victim being at effect. And when you're at effect, it's fine. I'm not the cause or effect police, but you have a reason, but you don't have a result. When you don't take responsibility for results, and results can include not getting results. That's still a result. Not is a result. When it's not your fault or it's someone else, when you're the victim, you have no power. And that's the crux of the matter here. Because power, and I don't mean power in a metaphorical way, I mean like actual power, like the ability to do work, like power, like when you measure horsepower of a car or a boat or whatever, right? Like the actual power, like horsepower was how many horses this is equivalent to, because horses are strong and they can do a lot of work. So when you are at effect, Johnny, did you get your homework done? No, the dog ate it. When you are at effect of the dog, you have no power, because Johnny has no power in that situation because he can't get his homework out of the dog. It's gross. Okay. So if Johnny moves to the cause side of the equation, so if he becomes responsible for his results, right? He's on the cause side. Now, cause doesn't mean blame for those of you who are trying to sabotage discreetly behind the scenes. When you move to the cause side of the equation, you get your power back. So Johnny, did you get your homework done? So Johnny could say, no, I'm not doing it. Remember, not result is still a result. So, do or do not. So Johnny says no. Now Johnny has to live with the consequences of not getting that result. Maybe he doesn't graduate, has detention or whatever, but he retains the power in that situation. Obviously, there might be better choices. So let's try another scenario. Johnny, did you get your homework done? No. So you own it, and it doesn't matter why, dog, traffic, whatever, blah, everybody's got an excuse. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You didn't get it done. So what you do is you remake the agreement. So Johnny says, no, I didn't get it done. I'll do it for Monday. So that's called remaking the agreement. So it's being direct, being responsible, able to respond to life circumstances to remake the agreement. We've all done it. We've all been there. And that's that. Retain the power. Then Johnny goes, does his homework. He has the power to do his homework and to turn it in for Monday. Retain the power. But the third option is something we just blanked out. We forgot, right? Johnny, did you get your homework done? No, I don't know how to do it. Can you teach me? That's probably the most powerful phrase that has you stay at cause and be responsible for your results on the planet. And the older we get, the more we forget how to say those words. Can you show me? Or can I model you? Like somebody out there is trying to get whatever it is you want. Somebody's already done it, more or less, unless you're trying to do something new. Fine, good for you. But the majority of people are trying to get results that people have already gotten many times before. Ask somebody to show you how to do it. Remember, if you have the desire, that means you're ready. You have the components. And if you have the willingness to give it what it takes, then all you need is the sequence. And then you put them all together and boom, change. So I don't know how to do it. Will you show me? Is the most powerful statement you can make to remain at cause for being responsible for getting your results so that you can choose at that bifurcation point to reorganize into a system with more complexity, able to withstand what's going on in life, able to withstand the circumstances, to become more resilient, to be able to pivot, to be able to change in an instant so that you can get to your acme faster and with less effort. That's what we're talking about here. Gina Mollicone-Long, founder of Greatness U, capital U, greatnessu.com, where you reveal your greatness, because we are waiting for you to reveal this greatness. The world needs you to reveal your greatness. So if you got something out of this video, starting to sound like a broken record, please hit subscribe. Like it, share it, comment on it, do whatever else you do on social media with it, highlight it, whatever, star it, I don't know, whatever you do that, because when you do that, you help us reach more people, because the more people that do that generates all this activity, and the fancy little magical algorithms put us out there for more people. So do it so that more people can reveal their greatness on this planet so we can live in a wonderful place.